Come back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Phil Middleton from the Insurance Network. This is the innovation stage, and we are now going to have a series of Supplier Spotlight presentations, 3 minutes each, quick fire presentations, starting with AuraQ. So if I can invite you to the stage.
Hello, everybody. Can you all hear me okay? Strange seeing you all in headphones and not actually hearing myself. So I'm Matt Lancaster from AuraQ. Have we got a slide deck on that one? There you go. Fantastic. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So Matt Lancaster from AuraQ. We're a professional services company, and we provide custom software solutions to insurers. So some of the challenges that we see within insurance is the difference between the supply, the IT resource, in-house resources, and the demand from the business. So we work with insurers to bridge that gap, so we can work tactically to sort of pick up small projects and pick those up from the backlog, or we can work strategically to help scale teams, build up teams internally to help balance that, the difference between supply and demand, which we commonly see. That's why we're working with insurers. In more specific terms, we look at projects around automation, so taking manual processes, automating those for greater efficiency and reduction of errors. We look at augmentation, so if you've got your sort of monolithic existing systems, but there's functionality that you want from that, it could be surfacing out data, dashboards, functionality, integrations. We can build on top of existing systems. We integrate systems, so if you've got disparate systems, amazing. Lost my slide. I'll describe it. So we work with, so we can integrate disparate systems, and we work with strategic projects as well. So we can build things like RQB portals that give you a competitive advantage against other suppliers, so that you've got something that can be sort of productized. The way that we do that is with a low-code platform called Mendix. So we've been working with Mendix for over 10 years now. We're a specialist Mendix house. Mendix is a low-code rapid application development tool. One of the benefits of low-code in general terms is that it's a visual development tool. So it's much quicker, much more cost-effective, a really efficient, effective way of writing software. What I think one of the benefits actually of low-code development, because it's a visual tool, is the way that we can collaborate with customers. So we work in agile sprints. So instead of receiving a specification, building a application and delivering it in 6 or 12 months, we're playing it back to our customers every day and gaining their feedback. So I think the benefit of the speed to market, so Mendix is a low-code leading platform. The benefit being the speed to market, the sort of the reduced cost of that. But for me, it's really about the collaboration. Every project that we do is unique, but some of our sort of projects are here. So we've done things around RQB portals, claims automation, bordereau automation. So specific use cases within those general terms I mentioned earlier. And you can see with the ROI, we sort of get a return on platforms that we build within 3 months. So there's a quick turnaround, high ROI, and with sort of commercial platforms like the RQB portals, we get a huge increase of net new income for those applications. Sorry, that was all a bit rushed, and I am over, but threw me because the slide disappeared halfway through. We have got a stand over at E6, which is over in the far right corner. So if you would like to come and talk about how we use low-code or custom software development, some of the use cases that we've done, it'd be great to speak with you. Thanks very much.
Sorry about the technical hitch. It's a good proof that automation isn't always a good thing. Anyway, next up onto the innovation stage, Instanda.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? Excellent. I don't have any slides, so I was hoping I'd blame this, but I may just have. Oh. There we go. There you go. So I was thinking about what to say here. 30 years ago, I wrote 3 white papers. One of them was globalization, one of them was distribution channels, and one of them was legacy systems and how to enhance them. Today, we write the same 3 white papers, but we put AI at the front of them. And what we're doing now is looking at some of these ways that we can actually make a difference in the insurance world. So in Instanda, we have a no-code application, which covers all of your policy administration requirements through to documents, etc. We actually decouple it into distribution, orchestration, and integration. And that allows our customers to build products and get them to market. We've got some customers are doing 50 a year. We've got some customers that have delivered to 120 countries. So it is all about pioneering and allowing our customers to be pioneers of their business rather than dictating what that needs. And that's what's had a real block in what the insurance market has been doing. Having to really understand what is next when they're insurance organizations, they're not technology organizations. And the last thing really is around trust. delivering something that is absolutely going to be delivered quickly, on time, and within a budget. So at Instanda, we have this program called 333, where we have 3 minutes time with you. Then we lead on to 3 hours of conversation to actually design something. And then we will build something with you over the next 3 weeks to really make sure that our money is where our mouth is, and we can deliver something for you across any line of business, for anywhere from a small MGA to managing groups to carriers and brokers. So I was told I'd get a gold star if I did this in 2 minutes, and I have. So thank you very much. Visit us at E12. Thank you very much.
I've gained 54 seconds there. Trust me, it means a lot. Right, next up is RDT.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Luke Mardell from RDT. This afternoon, I'm pleased to give you a bit of an overview as to the intelligent process automation solutions that we've got transforming insurance operations, specifically around claims. So everyone in the insurance industry at the moment is talking about, or has been for a while actually, talking about speed, efficiency, and better outcomes. And many of these processes are still stuck in the past, causing frustrations for both staff and policyholders. Now, RDT has been in this game long enough to know what works, and not only that, we're bold enough to keep reinventing it, keep bringing out new solutions and new technologies. Last year we introduced you to our claims automation platform, and today, from then we understood that the need was clear for some simple, smart, appetite for those seamless claims to be processed and going through from an automated perspective. So today we'll talk to you about the technology behind the automation and what it can do, because it's not just about claims. The same technology has the power to supercharge a wide range of insurance processes, from pricing, policy, underwriting, and beyond. It's designed to be fast, scalable, and designed to flex to the needs of your business, so that we're not just solving today's problems, we're also solving tomorrow's. So we're continuously improving, continuously reinventing. So I guess a lot of you might be wondering what's behind it all. At the core is ACE. It's RDT's intelligent insurance automation technology. It's not just about automation, but it's also about intelligence. Okay, so we're bringing in the design there, that though it might follow a set of business rules that you can design yourself, it enables the users to learn and adapt to the scenarios, the claims and the scenarios they might be handling within the process throughout the insurance lifecycle. So some of the things that it can do are shown up here on the screen, and these are things our clients are leveraging throughout utilisation of ACE. So it speeds up processes and reducing errors, and it does that by eliminating manual touch points throughout underwriting, claims, policy, and a number of different processes. And these things are the things that become frustrating and time-consuming. But they also, manual touch points mean that the errors can crop up throughout those processes. It can trigger actions in real time, either based on schedule or by events that come in throughout the claims process, so that the system reacts, something happens, or it prevents something happening. And it's key around the proactivity, around having access to external data sources to enrich risk decisions, fraud triggers, flagging those issues that might need to be picked up from a complex claims handler. But not only that, it also populates data fields within your claims management system, your policy system, so that you're not having to be entering external portals to get that information that you need. So whilst it does all that, it's obviously got a complex workflow that sits behind it, but it has great visibility, control built in, compliance and auditability built in as well. So you give that sort of peace of mind throughout the processes that you've got that behind you. And I guess most importantly, it frees up staff to get on with the job that they would like to be doing and putting the value into those cases. So with a bit of a focus on claims, these are some of the areas that we've implemented with customers and that are available with the utilisation of our platform. They've been adopted across the end-to-end journeys, and we've seen concrete results. And some of the results our customers are seeing are shown here. They've been achieved by automating a number of processes, mainly eliminating routine tasks, things that can be automated, and you can redeploy your staff into other areas of the business that have meaningful impact. such as enabling, we can enable faster routing and intervention of claims, be more proactive in the intervention of those claims. ACE works with, not just against your existing systems as well. So the main thing here is that these results were delivered without major system replacement, without major platform replacement. So in short, we no longer just innovate. It's not an innovation pilot, but we deliver real scalable value. Thank you. And if you want to come discuss this afternoon, we're just across there this afternoon. Cheers. That's right. Yeah, I know. Well, that was shorter than what my pants around anyway.
Okay. And now it's through. I can't remember who's next. Sorry. It is. No, we've had you already. It's Encora. It is. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I've got confused. So next up on the innovation stage is Encora.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Right. So we are Encora, and we are all about engineering. So we are a global organization. We've worked with insurers for the best part of 20 years now, mostly specialty and commercial insurers in the London market. And we've been engineering focused for as far as we can remember. Like for the last 30 years, we've been at the cloud native edge of engineering. We've been people who've developed industry specific solutions for both carriers, brokers, MGAs, and the like. What's that given us is it's a very unique engineering mindset that focuses entirely across the value chain for insurance. So it goes right across everything from policy administration all the way to claims management, underwriting, risk and compliance, F&A. So let's say, for example, you walk into a room in an insurance organization, and you're looking for people who understand insurance, but at the same time who understand technology and engineering. That's the kind of engineers we've got, and that's the kind of impact we hope to make. So let's say, for example, you are looking to innovate around ethanol. You want to use something that's more modern, something that's more just beyond automation. So you want to use something that's contextualized, agentic. You come to the right engineering organization, you get the right solutions. So yeah, that's the kind of work we do across the insurance value chain. We do that at scale. So we are a pure play engineering focused organization, but we are also a scaled organization. So when you look at the size of the European unit, that's about 500 people, mostly out of Eastern Europe. In the Americas, we've got more than 4,000 engineers. Likewise, in India, we've got a very large workforce. Asia is also equally big. So we are across the globe. We are at scale. So that helps you address any global challenges, any global organizational programs, change programs, etc. And all of this is while we still remain very cloud native, very AI first, and very data centric. So it's a visible brand, an increasingly visible brand. But what's also behind this is that we are backed by private equity. So we are actually backed by Advent and WPP. So we are one of those unique organizations that has the investment mindset and the return on investment mindset, right? This just talks about how we approach what you call application engineering or product engineering, going from the left where you actually build applications to operations. Technology pillars, again, embedded intelligence, composable architecture. We'd love to talk more about that. Our future, our vision for the future is something which is quite unique. It services as software, so you can reimagine your entire value chain around modern services, AI-based services. That's pretty much it. We are right around the corner if you get out of this innovation stage to the left. So we'd love to see you there. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Okay, and next on the innovation stage, we have Softwire.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dave Wilson. I head up the financial service insurance practice for Softwire. So if you've never come across Softwire before, We are a boutique consultancy. We focus on data engineering, software engineering, and AI applications. So we were set up 25 years ago with a very simple premise: to recruit the best software developers in the market, treat them really well, give them really fun projects to actually work on, and in turn, they'll deliver great outputs and great solutions for our clients. So fast forward 25 years, we now have a team of over 400 technologists, principally working across 3 locations in the UK. We've actually been awarded the best large company to work for 2 years in a row. Now, I'm not sure that 400 people classes as the largest company, but essentially it says something about the respect and the trust that is exhibited between Softwire as a company, our employees, and our employers. We're in a really fortunate position that 80% of our revenue comes from existing customers. So companies that are trusting us to design and deliver their complex technical change programs. Now, a lot of those programs in the insurance market at the moment are really focused on data, helping make sure that you have good data lineage, data governance, building out data platforms so that if you are looking at things like AI applications, you can make sure that the quality of the data you put in can allow an optimal outcome on the back end of it also. We actually do work across a range of different industries. So we work across government. We actually design the LNR website and app. Rightmove app is actually built by us. The BBC Sport website is designed and built by us, which is all about gamification. And what we're finding is that a lot of the best ideas and AI ideas are actually coming from outside of our industry. And with a slight kind of pivot, they can actually have lots of usefulness for lots of kind of areas of the insurance kind of market. So what is a Softwire-shaped problem? We're tending to find that companies are engaging Softwire where they have a number of the following kind of issues. Firstly, legacy technology. If you're actually wanting to launch new products and services, it can be a bit of a constraint if you are enamored or encumbered by legacy tech. So quite often people are actually bringing us in to either replace ailing technology, or if you can't replace everything, how can we give better use from those tools that you actually have in place already? IT teams are always incredibly busy. IT directors are always having to cherry pick which projects they can focus on and which ones they have to kind of put to the side. So quite often the CTO will actually bring a company in like Softwire to give additional kind of burst resource. They will either give us the responsibility for delivering the outcome of a particular program, or sometimes having team augmentation, where we work side by side with their existing teams, give them that burst resource, actually train their teams up on areas where they may not have particular expertise, for example, within sort of AI. Quite often, a lot of kind of tech programs are delayed over budget. So we're kind of brought in as an independent third party. Because we are not a SaaS company, we don't have any particular allegiance to any particular technology. So we've worked with lots of different tech stacks. And just because we've worked with a tech stack, it doesn't mean it's always going to be the best thing to use for you. So we can give an independent view of, what is the, how good is your tech landscape at the moment? How skilled are your teams? And can we actually help upskill your team or implement different technology to give you a better kind of outcome? We also see a bit of an aspirational gap where if you're a CTO going into an organization, if you see the quality of your team is here, it's not realistic to fire your whole team and actually rehire lots of other people, and you probably wouldn't want to do it. So actually bringing in specialist software developers that are focused on AI, software development, or data engineering, you can actually raise the quality of your existing kind of team. Thank you very much.
That's how brutal it is on the innovation stage. So actually, we're now going to hand over the innovation stage to AWS, because all of the Supplier Spotlight presentations from now on in this session will be from AWS partners who you can see in the AWS zone next door. And my role will now be done by Aaron Doby, who I will hand over to now.
Can everyone hear me okay? Yeah, we got some nods. Perfect. All right. Well, look, very quickly, quick introduction from my side. My name is Aaron Doby. I am an enterprise account manager here at Amazon Web Services, where I look after about 6 financial service customers within the UK. So I thought I'd start a little bit about, what are we actually seeing within the insurance space? There's massive changes across the board, but one of the biggest that we're seeing in particular is the changing shifts with customer demand and what they're expecting. Customers fundamentally are wanting for us to engage with them and them to engage with us at any time, anywhere, and then also using any channel, be that email, be that phone, be it through an app, online portal, and we're here to fundamentally support that. We're also seeing massive changes when it comes to driving innovation within insurance companies and also driving the efficiencies, particularly with generative AI. That is where a lot of our kind of key focus is happening, is how to support customers managing that change. I suppose then, trying to look at what are the characteristics of a modern data business and what are, significantly driving change. There's a couple of key things. So first one is, fundamentally starting with your customer. Who is your customer internally? What are you trying to solve for them? What is the business goal? And then having the value built there from the very start. Andy Jassy said this in the keynote on reInvent last year. We aren't just building, tools internally for the sake of it. We really are trying to drive significant business value from the start, and we would suggest that you do the same as well. On the third piece, where particularly I'm seeing, and also other account managers that work with other financial services customers across the globe, is the customers that are doing the best are the ones that are starting small and really having that iterative culture of move fast, move quickly, and fail fast. In particular with generative AI, again, it's a lot more of a journey. It's not just come in, do a quick generative AI project and leave. I'm sure you've all seen the spaces on what's happening in the market. When it comes to generative AI, so it's changing, so you need to be as fast and as nimble as that to change alongside with it. So there's 4 key areas here that we are really focusing on with our customers. Just to give you a bit of an example within the claims automation piece, the particular focus we've got there is fundamentally when a claim comes in, can we manage it? Can we first of all validate that the claim is valid or not? Then second of all, identifying when do we need human in the loop? Do we need human in the loop from the very, very start? Do we need it into the end? Identifying when you need the human in the loop. And then from there, if you need a human in the loop, you then basically build a summarization for that particular agent. So again, you drive the efficiencies, and that all comes back from who is your fundamental customer, what is the long-term value that you're trying to drive, and then that iterative process of moving throughout. These are just some of the customers we're working with in the insurance space. I won't hold this slide up too much. And then more importantly, these are just some of the partners that we've got in the space. So really extensive partner group, and I'm very excited to share some of them with you today. And then I will introduce, and that's been finished, and I'll introduce it to ICE. Thank you.
Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Vishal Thaper, Head of Product at ICE InsurTech. Today I was going to talk to you about our ecosystem. At ICE we believe in true transformation, and transformation doesn't come from an isolated installation of software, it comes from collaboration with partners, and transforming your business requires a fair few people to make it happen. Our ecosystem is designed to deliver these key benefits, and I'm today going to talk to you about that a little bit and focus on how we bridge the gap at ICE InsurTech. So, firstly, I'm going to talk to you about how this works for insurance customers. So, ICE offers an open, flexible architecture which allows a sort of plug and play capability, ensuring that you can plug in the latest innovations in the insurance space for customers that want to expand or change their business offerings. Whether it's a rating engine, whether it's a document solution, whether it's the latest AI technology, ICE allows you to seamlessly integrate that into your estate. This approach shortens delivery times, accelerates return of investment, and then launches product MVP successfully and quickly without compromising on quality. It's innovation without the headache and built for the future that nobody can predict. Secondly, for our partner ecosystem and our partners in the room, ICE opens the door to multiple customers, allowing you to really scale alongside us. Gives you the access to our customers, gives you the ability to sell your wares and tell customers about the innovation that you're bringing. And it makes the process easy to sort of facilitate. We've got a tiered approach, so bronze, silver, gold, which tells our customers how we're doing as a company in relation to a partnership. So we've got a platinum tier, you're doing a lot with ICE, and we're recommending you to our customers. So it gives the customer some certainty. And final thoughts, for our partners, it means greater visibility and more opportunity connecting them with broader audiences. For our insurance customers, it gives speed, clarity, and most of all, confidence in choosing the right partners. Ultimately, we've built an ecosystem around insurance customers, and it's not just a platform, it's an ecosystem built for change and scale, helping you lead tomorrow. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. And we next have on the list Fortinet. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tunç. I work as an enterprise architect at Fortinet, and we're going to talk about cloud today. As you may know, many organizations are adopting more and more cloud services to be more agile, to innovate, and go to market faster. As expected, every organization is at a different stage in their cloud journey. But the challenge is that meanwhile, the cloud complexity is increasing. Today, lots of services, sensitive actions are available within the clouds. And on the top of that, if you talk about the constant code changes, applications running in the cloud, depending on multiple open source dependencies, lots of developers without any security experience actually in charge of defining the ever-evolving infrastructure, the security in the cloud has become more critical than ever. Well, if you don't know the facts yet, the cloud has disrupted traditional security models as well as assumptions. Today, 50% of the cloud identity is actually super privileged, and the cloud workloads outnumber the human users. Bad news is the attackers are not standing still as well. So they are launching a new attack every 2 minutes, every 2 seconds. And on the top of that, the shadow IT data usage is on the rise, as well as the cloud data breaches involves stolen credentials as well. That takes us actually to the cloud shared responsibility model. Even though our colleagues at AWS doing an excellent job providing us the infrastructure and the services that we can innovate faster, along with the strong security of the cloud itself, however, it's still our responsibility to look after our environments within the AWS to protect our crown jewels. And this is where we get together with AWS to deliver you meaningful outcomes. So this is where Fortinet comes into play as well, where we can actually help you to secure your organization, not only in AWS, but in cloud and the hyper cloud environments as well. So if you want to know more about the common security cloud use cases, we are next door. Just pop in to say hi, bring your techie. We are more than happy to have meaningful conversations. The last but not least, don't miss out the AWS hour starting at 2 p.m. We will be on the stage talking about the strategies together with AWS, how to make a cloud environment much safer. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Stripe.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Great.
So we are Stripe. My name is Fergal Madigan. I take care of the financial services and insurance business for Stripe. We're a large global payments and treasury company. Last year we processed 1.4 trillion, which was over 1.5% of global GDP. And when I come to these events a lot, insurance companies and insurance tech firms often ask me, aren't you the e-commerce firm? And the answer is increasingly, in the event that you're selling insurance or collecting premiums on the internet, well, I've got bad news for you. You're already doing e-commerce. So that is really the foundational model that we have within the sector. We're currently doing about 27 billion in gross written premium. It's growing at a much faster rate than Stripe as a whole, which is about 40%. You can see a cross-section of some of the customers that we have already. And as I said, the starting foundation is to be able to deliver, as one of the previous speakers said, this world-class customer experience in the internet age, being able to accept premiums using the customer's preferred approach, payment instrument, and being able to collect the maximum amount of premium per transaction. We've also started to do a bit more than this. In addition to just processing the pay-ins, our platform allows for automated money movement between multiple different parties within a closed ecosystem. So for some of the MGAs and brokers in particular, the likes of Aon's Cover Wallet business, the likes of Cova, we're able to collect premium and automatically split it out between net referral income and net premium, so that we could do that reconciliation, settlement and payout without any manual intervention of any kind, dropping what can often be 20-30% of global OPEX down to zero on the process premium that we manage. Traditionally, payouts was a lagging capability for Stripe, but we now have the ability to do claims payouts via electronic fund transfer, thanks to a partnership that we have with Guidewire and some of the other policy admin systems. What we're even more excited about is we've got the ability to now issue prepaid claims cards, where we can offer a share in the interchange income, like the income on swipes, to both insurance carriers and platform partners. So this is just a little bit of extra detail on the money movement. We see, on average, in terms of payments acceptance, we see between 4 to 4.5% improvement from using Stripe versus a legacy provider, and a conversion increase in 7.5%. Like on the reconciliation side, we often see like dramatic reductions in reconciliation costs. And on the claims side, the ability to do fully integrated claims payouts with your policy admin system, as well as the ability to now potentially earn interchange income on claims disbursements. So with that, I'll hand back to Aaron. Thanks.
Thank you. Do you have the thing? Do you have a little doofer? Thank you very much. Doing well on time. Now it's for V7. Can you hear me?
There you go.
There we are. Thank you very much. Now we've got V7.
Yeah. Is this one on? Yeah, this one's on. I don't have any slides. For anyone who was here a second ago, you'll realize why I don't have any slides. My Mac doesn't work with this. I wasn't going to do that anyway. I've got 3 minutes to talk to you about who V7 are, so I thought I'm not going to stick any slides up. But my name's John. I lead the insurance practice at V7. What does V7 do? Who are we? We're fundamentally a 7-year-old AI company who became the market leaders in the wonderful world of computer vision, turned our attention to how we apply the rise of generative AI, the rise of LLMs, and now agentic AI into a business operations, a business workflow perspective. We launched a product last year, about April last year, called V7 Go. Became incredibly popular, fundamentally solving any repeatable, any logical workflow that exists within an operation. As an organization, we reckon about 40% of all workflows in any business, in any industry, can be solved or at least augmented very heavily with agentic AI. But what does that even mean? I mean, so if you break down any process, pretty much any job role in any industry, fundamentally people go through the same 3 things. Information comes in, whether that's a document or an email or a phone call or an MRC or a claims form or whatever it might be. Information comes across someone's desk. The first thing people have to do is understand what's going on with that information. Now, whether that's a structured data extraction where you go, I want to know the date and the name and the this and the that and the value, that's fine. Or whether you have a more holistic need, which is I need to summarize this information. I need to synthesize in my mind what's going on with it so I can make actions upon it. Doesn't really matter. That's still step one, which is understanding your information. That level is table stakes in this industry now. If you are not running extraction models at like 99.9% accuracy, very, very fast, using the latest and greatest foundation model capabilities with good OCR and good computer vision, that is where you should be setting your expectations, because that's what's going on. Step two, though, which is the more interesting part, which is what do people do with that data when they have it? Do you, apply your expertise, your experience to analyze something? Do you go and cross-reference it with internal or external information sources? Do you go and do research on the web? Do you have to do some math to produce a model for something, calculate something? Doesn't really matter. There's a process which is happening within that, which is fundamental to someone's job. All of that is with the goal of step three, which is producing your output. A decision is made, a report is written, a system is typed into, a spreadsheet is created, whatever, it doesn't matter. But somewhat depressingly, if you look at anyone's job in any industry, we basically all do that same thing, the same three things time and time again. And what V7 does is leverage the power of foundation model capabilities, so your OpenAIs, your Anthropics of the world, along with the ability to API call into internal, external systems and access your entire data lake if required, something we call a knowledge hub. We do have the ability to access the public internet, less of a relevant use case in the insurance world. And we also, quite crucially, and where we differentiate, you can write Python directly in the application in order to hard code any logical process, any mathematical reasoning step that is required. And fundamentally, if you chain together all of those capabilities, kind of in a linear form or in more of a matrix where they're cross-referencing each other, very quickly you'll discover that you can effectively replicate any human workflow. As long as it's repeatable, as long as it's logical, and follows those three steps that we just talked about at the start, it can be done. And so what does that mean in practice? Well, in reality, we as an organization are completely agnostic. We're not an insurance technology company. We are a technology company. But we typically find ourselves working in financial services, the legal world, logistics, real estate, and the insurance markets. And then within insurance, what are we actually doing? It's across the whole board. I would typically say specialty underwriting is a huge focus. A lot of people are doing submission ingestion and submission triage and underwriting augmentation through us. A lot of people in the claims world, the more transactional claims world, are doing things like a high volume assessment. And if you were here earlier, I went through a case study on that. But it can be anything from risk engineering report assessments to loss run analysis to bordereau transformation, SOV conversion, whatever it might be in your organization where someone is going through the same process again and again. If it's logical, it is solvable with where agentic AI has got to today. If you're interested in actually seeing it in action or discussing anything else with me, we're just over there. Come find me, say hello. But that's me. I think that was 3 minutes, probably more. That'll do.
Thank you very much. And next up we have Resistant. There you go.
Thank you. Can you hear me? You can. Great, amazing. It is working. Resistant AI is a company that is based in Czech Republic, but we operate worldwide. We're about around 100 people, and our single purpose is to catch fraud. For insurance specifically, we catch fraud on documents, and we're usually dealing with two types of fraudsters generally. First are the beginners. To make fraud on documents, you would be using editors. So we catch changes on the changes that are done by the editor. We tell you where exactly was the modification done, and give you all the evidence. Another way how to actually produce a fraudulent document is to go online and go use a template form where you fill in your information, whatever detail you need to put in to the document, download it, pay a few bucks, and there you go. And the third one that became very relevant in pretty much in the last month is that you go actually buy a premium on a ChatGPT and start generating documents from AI. All of these we cover. We have specific detectors that are looking into inconsistencies in the documents and can basically catch the anomalies connected with every single one of these sources. However, if you are a fraudster and you are looking at a business case behind it and you see it's working and you're getting away with it, you would be looking at a scaling on how to make the fraud more and how to get more money out of it. So you would start reusing the documents all over again. Specifically in insurance, this is a huge thing.
We can start comparing documents against each other, against everything that we have seen before, and tell you that there are documents that are anonymously similar to what we have seen before. We can apply this on the images as well. So we are visually comparing the images against each other and can tell you, again, we have seen this before. But moreover that, we can actually look at additional information that you can tell us about that whole claim. Like what's the claim number, when was it, when was the policy filed, when did they actually onboard it, what device are they using, anything that you can find relevant to the document or to that whole application or claim submission, we can use to connect the dots and connect the weak signals together to actually tell you there is something suspicious that somebody should look at from a broader perspective. Overall impact, a very conservative insurance company that plugged us in, that they told us we are not willing to look at more than 1% of the documents. We simply don't have the resources. It needs to be very accurate, and we are fine with losing some of the fraud, but you have to push everything down to only 1% of the documents that we will review. We had a 25% impact on overall fraud detected. It takes them 1 hour a day, and the impact is huge. We have customers in India, for example, where the defeated claims were bumped by 100%, so we doubled their fraud detection rate. That is huge. Of course, they were willing to look at way more documents because they said we don't simply we want to catch every fraud. We are very sensitive to that. That is it. That's the impact on time. That's great. Hope you like it. Hope you can see us. If you want to talk to us, stop by the booth. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. And finally, to bring us home, we've got Newgen. Thank you.
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. Yes, so last but not the least, but at the end of the whole automation and what you generate as a carrier or insurer is a policy document, right? And today I'm going to talk the 4 dimensions of a policy and a code. For ages and not even today, what we have seen is people across business, legal, marketing, IT, they have been working across multiple hundreds and thousands of templates, creating in words with variations of those templates across different risks, right? And these variations can spread across the industries, the products, the risks, the countries, you so on. I have clients with like tens of thousands of different variations. And all of this are traditionally just seen as a data merge, where there is a static template, people merge like policyholder access, policy details, etc., and just keep generating and sending. But what they miss out is the critical element of the wording or the libraries which goes inside them. As Newgen, we have architected the policy generation for specialty and commercial owners specifically into these 5 different layers, where heart is the wording and library management, decoupled with the dynamic data, template management, branding, and the generation. The beauty is the underwriters, the wording teams, brokers, right, who understand the risk, right, they manage the wording themselves, embedded into the global and the local library, integrated with the template. So on the runtime, what happens is when we take the data of the producer, we apply the different templates which are applicable. We generate the policy schedule with the data which is coming, like the access and all the stuff. But most important is the library function, which applies the product risk, the rules which are applicable, and on the runtime from the library, stitches different wordings and clause which gets stitched into the policy documentation, right? Taking it to a different level from wording repository perspective and collaborating them as a single policy, giving you a full control as a business and IT to manage. So where IT contributes in creating the templates, data integration, etc., but business contribution goes real into how to create the clauses, how to create the permutation of the wording in a self-serving platform like this, where the business can manage and build the global library, which is like the enterprise-wide across different products, but also a local library of clauses where I do any bespoke clause for a specific client. For example, we did something for Coca-Cola and I want to repurpose that bespoke clause for Pepsi, and I can access it from the local library and amend it as part of it. The beauty comes in where at all level, we give the triaging from the wording to template to policy, giving you a full exposure at a wording level across different policies. So I have seen underwriters, chief underwriter asking that I know which products we have sold, which risks we have covered, but we don't know our wording level risk exposure within the policy documentation, triaging with the full workflow behind the scene, full version management, word-based editing within the templates, and dynamic sequencing of all the wording and the clauses, and full risk exposure level reporting of all the templates, the policies which you have generated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. That's the end of this session. If you do want to speak to either someone from AWS or one of our partners, please do so. And we're just in the AWS zone over there. Thank you very much.